Hello, sweet friends. Thank you so much for stopping by today. My name is Becky, and welcome to Kinda Shabby. I love sharing all things DIY and decorating, and if you enjoy those things too, please subscribe and tap the bell so you'll be notified whenever my next project has been uploaded. Now, if y'all are like me, you have Pinterest boards just full of beautiful, crafty inspiration. If you're also like me, you've made very few of those projects. Well, good news. We're going to start making some Pinterest projects together. Today I'm bringing you this tutorial for a gorgeous book page wreath. And if you're ready to get started, join me in my craft room. Okay, to make our book page wreath, of course, we're going to need a book. We are going to need a wreath form, and I'll show you how I made mine. You're going to need either scissors or a paper cutter. I'm going to use my cutter because it's just so much easier to do. You're going to need some hot glue, and you will need a Sharpie. Now, what I did to make my form, you can see this is just a piece of poster board, and I traced one of these wood rounds. I like this because it was 15 inches. If you wanted a larger or a smaller wreath, you most certainly could use a different object. So what I did is I traced around the outside of that. Then I cut the form out, and once I cut the form out, then I took a tape measure, and you will need a tape measure, I guess, as well, if you're going to do it this way. I took my tape measure, and I went in 1.5 inches from the edge and just made little dots all around the edge here, so then I could cut the inner circle. If you want a thicker form, you can most certainly make yours, 2 inches deep or 3 inches deep. It just depends on what you like. Just know that the bigger your form is, the more pages that you're going to need to fill it. And I suggest, if you're going to do this project, don't use bright neon colored poster board like I did. That's all I had on hand, so I'm always a proponent of using what you have. And I hope everyone's having a good day today. Here in Northeast Florida where I am, it is an absolutely beautiful day. I hope it's a beautiful day where you are as well. Okay, now I'm going to take it kind of close to where one of my dots are here. And I'm just going to cut a little into that so I can get into the middle. And you can see that I've made the dots all around for the inner circumference. And you're going to do the same thing that you did on the outside, you're going to do on the inside. You could also use cardboard, an old cardboard box. You could buy a wreath form from the craft store or the dollar store to do that as well. But I'm just using what I have here around the house. Now, I am going to be gluing these two together to give it a little more stability because I felt one piece of the poster board just wasn't quite sturdy enough. So I'll do that in a little bit. Now I'm going to show you how I prepared my book pages. Now you can see I've got a large amount of the book pages here. And what I did is I just took an old Dollar Tree book, pulled out a section, and then just began to pull the pages apart. No big deal. This is the part that takes the longest, is preparing the pages. So, you know, you can do this while you're sitting and watching TV, or maybe you're going on a trip and you've got plenty of time in the car to do this, or maybe you got a pot roast in the oven and you just got some time to kill to prep these pages. But what I did with my pages, I pulled them out and then I cut them in half. As you can see, got a big stack here. So on my paper cutter, I measured, and the middle of my paper on my paper from this size book is 4.5 inches. So this is a Cricut brand paper cutter that I probably got at Walmart or Hobby Lobby or someplace like that. So I line it up to 4.5 inches and I just cut the paper. And I keep doing that until I have a whole stack of papers here to work with. And I can't tell you how many pages you're going to need. It depends on the size of the wreath form that you are using. So again, if you're using a larger wreath form, you're definitely going to need more pages. I'm going to go and glue these together, and then I'll show you how we're going to begin attaching our book pages. All right, now that I have that glued together, I've started adding the pages. And I also have finger protectors on because I am notorious for burning myself with the hot glue. So I have to protect my fingers. Now, there are several ways you can do this. You can scrunch it all up and ball it up if you want to have more of a rustic look. Or what I prefer to do, I just take my Sharpie, stick it in the middle of the page, kind of give it a twist, and put some glue on it. Oh, come on, glue. There we go. And hold it down. And you just continue doing that all the way around your wreath form. I have this to protect my space here, just in case the glue gun drips. Most of the time it doesn't, but occasionally it does, and I don't want to glue anything down to my nice IKEA table here. I'm spacing them actually pretty close together because I want to eliminate seeing as much of that green as possible. And once I've covered all of this, I'm going to go back in, and if I can still see any of the green, just add more of the book pages. See how it looks so far. It's really starting to look very nice. And so that's what I'm going to do to completely cover this wreath form. Took the finger pads off. My fingers started getting sweaty. This is just so much fun. You can see I'm almost finished. I have just this section in here left to go, but so far it looks so good. pretty. So after I made the book page wreath, I wasn't happy with just how floppy it was. I pick it up, it was just very floppy. So to remedy that situation, I am hoping to give it a little more stability by hot gluing these craft sticks onto the surface. So wish me luck, we'll see how it goes. Put my finger protectors back on here. I know they look ridiculous, but they save me from myself. Right. Spread some glue on that. I guess it really doesn't matter what side I glue it on. I hope this works. I hope it works. Oops. Got a little too happy with the glue right there. Okay, take these little babies off here and see if that worked. Yeah, still a little floppy, but nothing like it was. That's awesome. All right. Now to get this thing hung up and show you the end result. Well, we overcame one tiny design flaw, but it worked out beautifully in the end. If you make this project, I do suggest using something a little more sturdy for the wreath form than just the poster board that I used on mine. I really appreciate you watching today's tutorial. Thank you so much. Please remember to subscribe and also share this video with others that you know enjoy shabby chic crafts like this one. Well, grab yourself some cotton fabric and some lace because next week we will be finishing off our book page wreath with this lovely rag bow. Until next time, my friends, be blessed.